All right, welcome back. This is episode 2. Waited a whole day for this fish to dry inside our box, and we got her. So now the next step is to make it a box. So we have our bottom side and our top side. I marked out, I'm leaving around a 300 thousandths lip around the whole thing, around 400 thousandths on the back side. I'm gonna have magnets going in. Where are my magnets? They're up here. We're gonna have really powerful magnets going in right there. And that is that. I'm doing all this at Bridgeport. If you go to Bridgeport, you'd do it that way too. So, and then we've got a little bark inclusion right here. I'm just gonna put some super glue in there and let it soak up so it'll be structurally sound and not bust out on us. So next time you see this, I'm gonna have the pockets, well, the pockets we are carving out. These pieces of wood are 500 thousandths thick, give or take a few. And I'm taking 350 thousandths out each side. So that'll give me a 700 thou pocket, roughly. And try to leave more meat on this so it's not fragile. But yeah, we're gonna end up with a nice professional fly box for some lucky guy. Okay, so I did my Bridgeport work on our fly box, and we have our cavities milled out and our magnet pockets cut out, and I use what are these 3/8 by 1/4 inch thick neodymium magnets, and it's a tight fit in that hole. But I put these, so I assemble them like this, and then I do it like that and press down when I assemble them, because I've made the mistake before of disassembling them, and I've made a magnet box once that wasn't so magnet boxy. So now we've got our magnets in, we just tap these in with a hammer. I'm going to take a plug cutter. This is one I've messed with and messed with and messed with to get it to cut a perfect 375 thousandths plug. And I haven't dropped it yet, so it still does it. So I'm going to cut a plug out. We're going to shove these all the way down in. They're 250 thick. I cut the pockets 310. That's going to give me a 1/16 of an inch to work with and sand these down with. These are pretty evil things to have in a machine shop. You got burrs sticking on them, and then when you go to grab them, they grab you back. So I try to keep them inside in a plastic bag away from this place and only bring them out in the machine shop when they're installed. That's it. I shouldn't even bring them out here and install them. They're evil. All right, thanks. Okay, so we installed those with just a piece of brass and my little tippy tap hammer. You don't need a big hammer in the shop to do anything. You just need little taps. So now, yeah, she's got some shit to her. She'll open and shut on you. That's how I do my trick with my boxes. It's a nice bam. So now we're just gonna sand and shape. I'm gonna radius these edges on the belt sander a little bit. Be careful, because our magnets are in here, so if you sand too much, you'll just sand right to your magnet. So, and then we might put a little relief right here, so you can get your thumbie in there and open it up real nice. And yeah, so it's gonna be a nice piece, and it doesn't take me long to make these. Well, it takes a little bit, but it's fun. I just enjoy the process, and every one of them is different. Okay, so we're about to install our plugs with that were made with our plug cutter. So this is the simplest thing. You just bathe the magnet now with super glue. It'll soak up super glue around the magnet, which is what you want, and your little plug just boop right there. That's all you want. Let it run over, let it be a little too much. I'd rather have too much than not enough. So do that once. Just kind of fill her up. We drop more plug in. And some plugs, I'll get real critical and I'll try to match the green. And these are just plugs. I mean, I've had a couple boxes where you match the grain all up and you can hardly see it and yada yada and yeah, parlor trick. I just really don't care anymore. I just put plugs over it and call her. Okay, so we have just sanded our surface down with our fish in it. And we went around and it filled in the line all the way around it. So I just go around with the cheap, really thin super glue, and we're just gonna go around it, and it's gonna mix with that dust, and it'll kind of make it look more seamless. So the line Nazis will be tricked some, and that's it. So I'm gonna go around this with the super glue and go inside, and we'll finish this up tomorrow.